There's a growing debate among modern gardeners and survivalist growers that's stirring up more curiosity than compost tea recipes ever did. When it comes to long-term soil improvement, two unlikely contenders have taken centre stage: biochar and cardboard. On one side, you've got a carbon-rich ancient technique used by Amazonian farmers over 2,000 years ago. On the other, a humble material from the industrial age, often free, abundant, and surprisingly effective in building soil structure and suppressing weeds. But when you strip away the hype and short-term trends, which of the two actually wins the long game for soil health and sustainability? Today, we're going deep into the science, the history, and the practical application of both to find the real answer. Biochar isn't some modern invention cooked up by eco-scientists. It's a rediscovery. Long before chemical fertilizers and rototillers, ancient Amazonians were producing a dark, fertile earth called terra preta, literally black soil. They did this by burning organic material under controlled low-oxygen conditions to create a stable form of charcoal that, once mixed into the soil, could hold nutrients and moisture for centuries. That's not an exaggeration. Archaeologists still find patches of this soil today that remain incredibly rich and productive after nearly 2 millennia of tropical rain. The reason for that longevity lies in biochar's structure. Under a microscope, biochar looks like a honeycomb. Countless microscopic pores that act like hotels for beneficial bacteria, fungi, and nutrients. Once in the ground, it doesn't break down like compost or mulch. It stays, and well, that permanence is what makes it unique among all soil amendments. When I first incorporated biochar into one of my poorer test beds, the change was subtle at first. Slower water runoff, fewer dry patches, but after 2 seasons, the microbial activity exploded. The soil began retaining nutrients better, earthworms moved in, and crops developed deeper roots. It was as if the earth itself had gained a memory. To apply biochar effectively, it must be charged before going into the soil, soaking it in compost tea, manure slurry, or even aged urine to fill its pores with nutrients and microbes. Uncharged biochar can actually pull nutrients out of the soil temporarily, which is why ancient farmers always blended it with organic waste before spreading it. A simple method for modern gardeners is to mix 1 part biochar with 1 part compost. Then just let it sit for about 2 weeks before applying it to your soil. The result, you see, is a soil amendment that continues to enhance fertility for decades, all without further input. Quite remarkable, isn't it? Now, cardboard may not have the mystique of an ancient technique, but it certainly has its own set of battlefield advantages. It's the weapon of choice for permaculture growers who aim to reclaim weedy, compacted or barren ground, and all without the need for tilling. Lay it flat over grass or weeds, wet it down and cover it with mulch or compost. By doing so, you've effectively created a weed barrier that decomposes into organic matter over time. The process is simple, but oh so powerful. It smothers unwanted vegetation, conserves soil moisture, and attracts earthworms that begin tunnelling through the softened ground. Where biochar focuses on nutrient retention and microbial habitat, Cardboard tackles structure and weed suppression. Its lignin-rich fibres feed the fungal network, helping break down that hard, lifeless layer often found in suburban or exhausted soils. In the first year, the soil under cardboard feels looser, darker and easier to work. And because it decomposes within a few months to a year, it creates a temporary surge of organic carbon that jump-starts microbial activity. I've used this technique on old garden plots that had turned to dust after years of neglect. Within a single season, the cardboard had disappeared, and, well, the topsoil underneath came back to life. Vegetables that had previously wilted under full sun suddenly started thriving with less irrigation. However, that effect doesn't last forever. Cardboard breaks down completely, leaving behind short-term organic gains that need consistent replenishment. It's an excellent starting point for soil regeneration, but doesn't hold nutrients over the long run like biochar does. If you think of soil improvement as a marathon instead of a sprint, biochar is the runner who trains for endurance, while cardboard is the sprinter who gives you a strong head start. Both play vital roles, but their timeframes couldn't be more different. Cardboard breaks down within a year, feeding microbes and improving topsoil texture, but it's gone almost as soon as it starts working. Biochar, on the other hand, stays in the soil for centuries, continuously buffering acidity, improving cation exchange capacity, and retaining moisture even in drought-prone regions. So, to visualize this difference in practice, just imagine preparing two new garden beds side by side. In the first, you use the cardboard method, laying down flattened sheets, moistening them and topping them with compost. In the second, you incorporate charged biochar mixed with compost into the top 6 inches of soil. By the end of the first year, the cardboard bed will look great, lush, soft and easy to dig. But, 2 or 3 years later, the benefits begin to taper off. Meanwhile, the biochar bed may not show dramatic changes in the first few months, but over time it steadily improves, resisting compaction, holding nutrients longer, and, requiring less watering. For the self-sufficiency gardener, this means both can be used strategically. Start with cardboard to reclaim ground and kickstart biological activity. Then follow up with biochar to create permanent fertility. One builds the stage, the other keeps the play running indefinitely. In truth, there's no need to pit these two against each other. The ancients used multiple layers of organic matter, ash and char to build permanent soils that fed entire civilizations. Biochar wins the long game because it's essentially immortal in the soil, while cardboard offers a faster, softer touch for surface conditioning and weed management. When combined, they replicate the ancient rhythm of soil building, temporary organic material feeding into a permanent carbon foundation. If you're serious about soil that outlasts you, biochar is the answer. It's the only amendment that can literally last a lifetime. But never underestimate the power of cardboard as the first step. It's how you open the door to biological rebirth before laying down the carbon backbone that will sustain it. So, next time you're rebuilding a bed, don't just throw on mulch and compost. Think in layers of time, short-term organic boosts from cardboard, followed by the enduring legacy of biochar. That's how the ancients did it, and that's how we can restore fertility in a world that's forgotten what real soil health feels like. If this deep dive into soil's hidden allies helped you see the ground beneath your feet in a new light, don't forget to subscribe to Hydro Haven. Share this video with fellow growers and history enthusiasts who believe real sustainability starts with the soil. Because the truth is, the earth remembers what we feed it, and biochar ensures it never forgets.